All right, welcome back, everyone. I am the Dungeon Master, and this is Shadows of the Past. We are rejoining our hero Heinrich as he has decided that he is no longer going to go out into the dangerous Carpathian forests, mountains, and even just the grasslands with 12-year-old boys or um, inexperienced wannabe knights. This time, he has hired himself a fully fledged hedge knight, a couple of thugs to provide some extra muscle, and a bard and spy capable of providing some support and ranged attack in order to um, survive. I guess would be the term that we're gonna go with here.
Yeah, achieve something at one point.
Yeah. Actually, not have to run or fear death from a couple of low level gobos. So you guys have stocked up and set off from Kiz, which I'll forego the standard review of the overland map, as I'm sure you're fairly familiar with Kiz and all of that by now, and I think you can pull it up yourself anytime you want to refresh yourself if you ever need to just take a look
Yeah.
at the
So
map.
considering you have a million maps,
I do. You're going to want to sort by uncategorized to find just the
yeah,
ones that I've
one
uploaded.
categorize is ten carnet, ten caner,
It's Tenkenurth.
ten canert. Yeah, not nine canert or 11 canert. It's exactly 10
It's exactly 10. Yes. I'm a big fan of even numbers. Multiples of five, all of that.
canert. Even numbers except multiples of 5. 25 is as good as an even number.
25 is as good as an even number. Yes, sir.
All right.
Although not
So
so much 15. You know,
yeah,
I mean,
especially
it just doesn't feel as nice as 25.
all right. I'm on the 10 canert map. Now that I have a group, I don't need a ranger really. I don't need to go through Iglia. I want to first try to contact, and this is a high level thing, but I want to first try to contact the Caledonian Empire government. So we're taking the road, and I don't know if you are on the map, but there's a little design road just west of us, west of Kiss, with villages.
Yeah. So like anytime you're looking at the map there, the only thing that shows up as far as like actual location markers are like villages of 1,000 or more people. And as you know, um, that is not the only type of hamlets and small towns that can be found in a medieval society. Those are
Yeah,
actually, pretty
yeah, of
big.
course. But on a map, it's what I know. It's what I see on the map.
Right.
Let's
So
say I have a map.
so the thing with finding other villages and all of that is a couple of things. One, new ones crop up all the time, and so it's impossible to keep them like mapped always. And like ones that do exist are overran or become ghost towns and all of that. And so like keeping an accurate up to date map on every collection of 30 to 100 people, or maybe even like 500 or so, would be impossible. So you can just assume that spread out across the country is all kinds of like individual cottages and farmhouses, as well as small clusters of like people that are too small to like have to denote on the map, but are still large enough to be considered like a small hamlet.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to make that clear, that just because there wasn't a dot doesn't mean that there's nothing there.
Exactly. And this being said, the only reference I have is the latest map that I got my hands on.
Yes.
Which is what? Yeah. So our objective is to go there. If any of my companions, and I'll say that, if any of you have a better idea on how to go about this, voice it. Otherwise, we're heading west, northwest, west direction, 10 degrees above the full west.
All right. Well,
Village.
despite the fact that, like I said, I'm not gonna waste any cool names I can come up with on NPCs who might be dead in the next hour. But I did give them all personalities, and despite being a knight, the knight is actually a very humble and reserved kind of person, and that might be why he hasn't really advanced himself in the official, royalty knighthood, because that tends to be filled with a lot of boisterous braggarts who,
Oysters.
yes, and so he's capable and all that, maybe even more so than many of these braggarts and blowhards, but he doesn't put himself out there. He doesn't, what would the modern term be, market himself,
Uh-huh.
you know and so he does not speak up. The spy, now, obviously a bit of a cliche, but he is the silent, stick to himself, shadow from Final Fantasy VI kind of character who, very capable, very devoted, but just, wants to focus on his job, which is typically scouting, sniping, these kinds of things. And they don't require a whole lot of talking. It's like being a professional fisherman. You're not necessarily a talker.
Yeah, cool.
And
I would like to hang out with the bard.
okay,
Saying, keep going, but I will reorganize.
yes, exactly. There you go. That's what I'm getting at, is like, how do you want these guys set up based on like their capabilities and personalities?
Yeah, I imagine the bard. If they're all cliche, I want the knight to be up front because he'll take the blunt of any shot, and I want
Mm-hmm.
the spy up front because he's gonna see shit.
Mm-hmm.
And the bard is a bit more locus. She talks a bit more.
Yes.
All right, so if I ever need to ask a question or otherwise it's gonna be silent chit chat or not whispered but soft voiced chit chat about the world of bardhood and shit, whatever, just to make her feel that I give a shit about her.
Right. Yeah. And so the two thugs, they're actually brothers. I believe I covered that when you hired them. And together they are very, very rambunctious. Always, like, did you have brothers growing up? I don't like getting too personal, and all of that.
Yeah,
But if you
yeah.
had
I
brothers
had a
growing up,
brother. Well, if you didn't want to get personal, here's a brick. I had a brother, and when I was 18, he was 19, and he got assassinated.
oh, that,
So yeah, I know.
yeah, that's terrible. Yeah,
But
no,
I say this with a laughter because for me it's been 30 something years.
yeah,
People just hear it. Oh, fucking seriously? Yeah.
yeah. My older brother committed suicide about 10 years ago. So yeah,
Oh, you understand more.
yeah,
Like that. Okay.
yeah. But
So,
because we've both had brothers, you know how it is. Like, there is a fair amount of roughhousing that would probably lead into a straight up fight if it was anybody but your brother.
Yeah, yeah.
Like if anybody but your brother did that, like you'd be like, okay, now we're gonna fight to the death. Yeah, or nearly, but like because it's your brother, like you just are like laying on the ground, body slammed or pile drivered or clotheslined or whatever, like, oh, that sucked. Yeah, and so that's these two. Like they straight up like just throw rocks at each other, start brawling, just like rolling around in the ground, like trying to choke each other out and all of that. And not to carry on too much more with the descriptions of it. I'm just trying to make it clear that these guys, they may be thugs, but that doesn't mean that they're like bad people.
Oh,
they're
yeah.
they're just a rougher lot. If you've ever watched How I Met Your Mother, think of them as the Ericksons, the nicest people you'd want to meet, but they will beat the ever living crap out of each other.
When they start to make noise, I'll say, guys, if you keep making noise, it's 1 gold less on both of your payment next month. I have to stop you making noise. You're gonna attract attention.
Yeah, but
However,
aren't you paying us like 100 gold?
yeah, well, it's gonna be 99 if you keep beating on each other and making noise that could attract attention. If you put in jeopardy, uh, you're being bad for the party.
Oh, well then we feel bad about that temporarily, of course. Like we're not trying to be bad, so telling us that we feel bad now, but at the same time, like we can't even count to 99. So, you know
And
it's
probably in half an hour they'll start to pinch each
yeah.
other's.
Yeah, and that's all I'm trying to get at is it's not that they want to disrespect you, and they certainly don't want to be bad. They just can't help themselves. They're
All
they're
right.
they're grown man children. They may be in their late 20s, mid 30s, whatever, the appropriate age would be here, but like essentially you're dealing with a couple of like 13-year-olds that can't keep their hands to themselves.
I guess we'll have to live with it.
Well,
Uh,
I mean, you can continuously chastise them and try to keep them in line, and it might start to
no,
have an effect.
it's
I'm
gonna
just
be
letting you know that like one time isn't going to be enough.
yeah, okay.
That's all I was trying to get at. I don't want to take up any more time with these thugs. I just wanted to make everything perfectly clear there, and I love the role play aspect of like trying to keep them in line. I just wanted to let you know that in no way, shape, or form are these guys trying to disrespect you, but they're not really listening either.
All right. We're cool. Moving on.
Yep. And finally, the Bard. The Bard is the one that I really went back and forth on giving a name to right away because she has the most vibrant, gregarious personality out of all of them, and I figured you would be getting the most RP, with her. And basically, not only is she everything that you would want out of a bard as far as being very talented and open and knows a whole lot of songs and like not just your standard tavern bangers that every bard plays, but she also is like talented enough to come up with her own original compositions, and they tend to be um, mini concertos. They go on and on and on and have like different parts to them, and you understand what I'm talking about when I say that she is more of a Mozart than she is a whatever the modern equivalent of some crappy musician. I don't know.
Okay, yeah, I didn't want to say CDC then.
Yeah. She's far more of a Beethoven than a Coldplay.
All right, cool.
Yeah, and also on top of all of that, she is filled with stories. And this is how she like writes her songs and everything is she knows all of these epic bardic tales from long ago, and she uses these stories, she uses her music to like weave these stories together, setting the mood, if you will. And so she's a great party companion. But then on top of that, if you need information, this is the person to ask. So I assume that you set everything up because you did indeed want to kind of speak with the bard here. So what is it that you would like to speak with her about?
Simply on the map. Uh, if she knows about the lay of the land, I'm not gonna I'm not gonna waste time on chit chatting.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not interested in that. If you look at the Tin Canert map, there's a circle where we are, and there's an arrow where I want to be when I want to go.
Okay, hold on. Let me take a look at that then.
Yeah. So
I have the map so memorized that like all you had to do is like describe a place and I would know. But like if
okay,
you're actually drawing stuff, I want to see it. So
yeah, it's just a marker. The circle's where I am, and the arrow is where I aim, where we want to go. So I'm just gonna ask her if she has an idea of the layout of the land, and if she doesn't, um, I'm not gonna be in the mood to get to know them more than that for now. Simply because they might be dead in a half an hour, like you said.
oh yeah, absolutely,
They might
100%.
they might be alive also, but
At which point you'll worry about them more then.
yeah, exactly. At this point, it's just like it's hard mercs. I don't feel very like talking. I just want to focus on achieving our objective.
Yeah, so you would like to go to the next town over to the west there. I don't have that name memorized. I could look it up real quick if it was important right now, but I'll have it by next session. So so basically, as you can see, you're up in the mountains at Kiz, right?
Yeah,
And the path over there leads down the backside of the mountain. Obviously, this is a 2D representation of a 3D world, so
yeah,
it's not possible to fully zoom around and look at the other side and everything. But as you can see from the hills and all of that, going down the backside of the map there leads you down into the rolling foothills until eventually you hit the plains and that town in Caledonia there.
yeah.
Okay, so with all of that being said, um, you begin to head not down the main mountain road, which comes down the front side of the mountain because it goes over to Castra and Castra and all Kisden, or not Kisden. That's a dwarf one. Kizbara. Oh man, I forget what it's called. It's Kiz something though. Little Kiz basically. And so you've got all of those roads going down there. And so the main road coming out of Kiz goes down the front side of the mountain. You're taking now the back end of the mountain.
Yeah. Because without enough information, the straight line seems to be the most logical.
Right, right, exactly. I mean, it's not obviously going to be a straight line that you're traveling, but you're taking the most direct route there.
Yeah.
All right, perfect. All right, so that catches us up pretty much, to where we're at as far as why you're here, and now you're asking her about the lay of the land. Um, I just, would like to know like anything like specific that you're looking for.
Oh, does she know anything of importance from where we are to where I want to go? And I point her on the paper map. Yeah, let's add this to my inventory, an actual map, because we have one and we're
Yeah,
always referring. So it should be logical that I have one on me.
yeah, 100%. Yeah, so you are asking, about anything important, anything, and she uh and as always, just let me know. Press X to skip at any time. Um,
Next to skip.
yeah, it's just one of those things where like I like to provide you with background, but I don't want to overwhelm you with
Okay,
superfluous
I got
information.
enough. Yeah, like earlier I said, good, we move on. I've got enough about this thug. I don't care. Move on. All right. So yeah, I want to know what she knows, and if she doesn't know, then we don't need to know. We just need to scout, pay attention. Um, my character has a certain feeling of urgency or of preparedness out of insecurity, I guess, for having lost people whenever outside of city. So I'm not going to be talking. I asked her if she knew anything, and I await her brief answer, or we just move on stealthily or carefully.
Okay, yeah, and um, I'm sorry, my wife interrupted me right there. Can you just repeat the last thing you said?
It was so not important. It was like if the bard knows something, she'll say it, or else we're going forward.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, so this is where like it's a little bit important. Like I want to give you the information, but like I said, I don't want to overwhelm you. So this I wouldn't be saying anything if there wasn't something in here to be gleaned.
Cool.
So she begins to tell you the story of the dwarven mountains of Kar Kisden above you there. And it's a very long and epic tale that I am not even going to begin to try to ad lib right on the spot all of the little details of. But suffice it to say that there is at least like 1,500 years of written history, and so as a result, there is a lot of information, that just goes on and on about all of the dwarven kings, down the lines and blah blah blah. But the important part that she kind of gets to is all of the stories of all of the dwarven warrior kings and Carpathian knights who have fought and done battle with the many monstrous denizens of the Kisden Mountains here. And some of them include things like beholders, um, wyverns, drakes, even dragons. So,
I would expect the bard to only tell the stories that are the most spectacular, so I'm not really worried. I have this naive reaction to, ha, just stories. I've never seen them, so fuck that.
yeah, 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 no, and absolutely, you hit the nail on the head that bards make their money by telling the most fantastic stories possible, and so as a result, a lot of people know that most of them are kind of full of shit.
Okay, so after she goes on for about 20 minutes, and I'm kind of interested, it's stories because we're not.
They're great stories, and she tells them wonderfully with just the right amount of lute strumming, like that Mexican da 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 whenever there's tension,
At one point, I interrupt her and say, okay, let me be more precise. I show her the map from exactly this point along exactly this line. Is there a problem that would we encounter? That did not happen 1,500 years ago, but like, are you aware of it or you just don't know?
Like, has she ever seen anything?
Yeah, I mean, does she know anything? Like, there's a village here, there's a farm. We might
Oh, she knows.
encounter some.
She knows. She
What?
knows a few spots where you can rest and recuperate. With friendly people. Absolutely, 100%.
All right. So if it's on that line, uh, and we have to go away from this line, half an hour, but not 2 days off, uh, I ask her to point us out in the friendliest next place to rest.
Yeah, absolutely. But then she also does tell you. She does tell you the story of the time that she was accosted by the strangest creature. It was a wolf that breathed fire, and it chased her and her companions all through the night.
All right, I'm gonna roll an insight to try to see, not like if I actually had insight to roll, but I'm gonna roll an insight just to see if she's full of shit. Oh no, I believe her probably.
Well, here's the thing. A lot of DMs have it like set to where like if you roll high, like you can tell if they're lying or telling the truth, and if you roll low, you can't tell if they're lying or telling the truth, and all of that, which makes sense. But unfortunately, it also gives the players this sort of meta knowledge of like,
Okay, so
okay,
basically, I can't give that answer preemptively. Oh, I guess I don't. I have to wait for you to tell me.
right, exactly, because I have it set to where depending on whether or not they're lying, and that sets how it goes. So like just because you roll low, it's not that you can't tell or that you believe them. Like a lot of times if you roll insight and it's in the middle like how a 9 is, like that's where you can't really tell if they're telling the truth or lying or not. But just because you roll low, sometimes I'll say you think they're telling the truth, sometimes I'll say you think they're lying, and it could be that you're right or wrong. It's just that you have no fucking idea.
Yeah, okay. And I was gonna say, if the more they lie, the lower the DC because at one point it's obvious. Sometimes you don't even need a roll.
Oh, of course. When
Uh,
somebody does nothing but lie to you, like
yeah,
you
they
tend
need
to
to know.
catch on. And so I just wanted to be clear, like when you roll low and I say you think they're lying or you think they're telling the truth, there's roughly a 50-50% chance that you were right. When you roll high, you're right. When you roll low, it's like you could be right or you could be wrong. Just to
Considering
make
that
how I do that clear, because most DMs are just gonna like tell you the wrong thing because you're wrong, right? But that's too easy to know that. Then okay, it's the opposite of whatever he tells me.
Yeah, exactly. It's an insight is not clear information anyway. It's gut feeling. Considering that I've seen zombies and vampires, I'm completely open-minded about a fire-breathing dog. So I'll go with it, and it's cool.
Yeah, yeah, and then I kind of leave it up to you, like when it's in the middle like this. I just tell you you're not really sure, so whatever your character wants to, if you say you believe him, cool.
Yeah.
You say you don't, cool.
It's not critical either. It was just to know what to expect.
Oh, absolutely. And like let's be real about this, like unless you're specifically calling her out as a liar and turning it into a big RP event, like, who gives a shit if you believe her or not?
Yeah.
I
It's
mean,
just
you know what I mean?
notice.
It would have been nice to roll a nat 20 and know 100% whether she was telling the truth or not, but like, you know, if you don't believe her or if you do believe her, is it going to change anything? Nah.
No, exactly. Incidental. So we move on. We get to the we advance.
Yes, yes, and don't move down the mountain just yet. As I have you guys exactly where I want you, for everything. I
Next encounter basically in that
Yeah,
village.
yeah. Whenever we're doing this kind of stuff and we are describing that like you're moving on, like just picture the background moving, scrolling like the old cartoons, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Like our characters are fixed on the screen, and whenever the encounter will start, will be on that map.
exactly, exactly.
Yeah. So anyway, once the encounter is over, once the session is over, you can tell me where we are on that line.
Oh, yes.
So I can visualize in my mind.
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, I can tell you right now, you're roughly halfway down the mountain. You've traveled for about a day, but going down this side of the mountain is rougher travel. As you saw, the other side had a nice road. This side's got this crappy path.
All right.
But this side also has the river, so that's nice. Oh, I forget. Do you guys have horses?
We do not have horses.
Okay, good, good.
We did not purchase horses. We went on foot, slower, more certain, less noise.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah.
And yeah, and
Less
too much
upkeep.
horses, one horse dies, then it's we have to feed them. It's high maintenance. Fuck
Yeah,
that.
yeah, exactly, exactly. They got to carry 10 pounds of food for every day for just the animal.
Yeah, I mean, Lords of the Ring didn't have food. Why should didn't have horses? Why should we have horses?
Of course, they did have giant eagles.
Yeah, at one point. So
So, as you guys are traveling, the spy signals, raises his hand. That means everybody get the fuck down and shut the fuck up.
I specifically say to Tugs, shut up.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And they were indeed like kind of getting rambunctious again, but as soon as the spy's fist goes up, you tell them like, get down, shut up, and everybody else like, hits the deck cuz they're used to working with him and so he points up into the sky and you guys all see a giant black spot against the high noon sun. Or actually, this would be the setting sun, so you're heading west. So yeah, like straight into the setting sun, you see a black, giant winged shape.
I'll ready my bow. Not activating the right, but I'm getting in position to shoot.
Mm-hmm. And so
Roll
as
stealth or
as you
advantage.
guys as you guys all do this, it comes into view.
And I guess I have to scroll down.
Nope, it's flying overhead.
All right.
So here's. Oh, you might have to scroll down if you're really zoomed in, but
Yeah. Okay. So there's a giant vulture
yes,
because I can read the text.
yes. And if you zoom in, you can see my pretty picture for it. And so as you see this giant black-winged vulture, I mean this is huge. This is bigger than a man. Vultures are already pretty big, but like this thing is monstrous sized.
All right. Uh, on your icon, we can actually see that there's a person writing it. Maybe.
Oh, that's just because I keep hitting caps lock because that's my push to talk button.
I mean, on the vulture, the picture you chose there seems to be a person standing on the vulture.
What? Really?
Yeah, if you zoom in completely, you have the impression that there's a person crouched standing on its back.
Oh my God, there might be. Yeah, but that's how big these things are. That's how big these things are. Somebody could ride them. Not quite that small compared to riding them, more like a horse, but still.
Let's not tame it.
Yeah. Good
So
luck.
distance to average distance, because right now the distance is um,
Oh, no, no, no. It's well out of shot. Even with the 600-foot range of a longbow, that's not 600 feet straight up.
yeah. So we'll wait for it.
Yeah. So as you guys continue to walk, about an hour later, another giant vulture joins this one, and they just keep circling you.
All right, it's time. It's time to call the shots, guys. Don't move. Everyone throw a ration 30, 40 feet in front of us and start to make noise. We want them to come down. And the moment that they're within what I think would be shots at disadvantage, I'm gonna start shooting normal arrows.
Got you. So they do in fact get just within your maximum range for like their height, which isn't necessarily the maximum range of your weapon. You understand the way force and trajectory and all of that works.
Gravity.
Yeah. Yeah, so when it comes down to it, obviously you're not getting your maximum range, but they come close enough for you to be able to take a shot with disadvantage with your bow. So go right ahead. Oh, make sure you make sure you target the vulture by control left click on the vulture,
All right.
and now do it again.
Oh,
See?
this is beautiful.
But in order to roll with disadvantage, now on the bottom of the chat screen there, you see ADV and DIS. Yep.
Yeah. I'll do it again, but I think I missed it.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Oh, and actually you hit, and I'm gonna allow this just because I like to make sure that everybody knows how to do everything properly. And now that you
Okay.
did it properly, you've been rewarded with a hit. So fuck it, hit. And then see, it automatically applies the damage then as well.
And then two more for the right. Actually, I should roll a d6 for my right. Is my right a d6 now or d8? Yeah, it's a d6.
Yeah, D6.
Yeah, just okay. Of course, I had to get maximum. Okay.
Oh yeah, I can set that up for you too right away quick here. 1 second. Don't even subtract that 6 hit points. I can do this. I've learned so much since last Monday.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So, would that be an action?
Uh yeah, it's about to be an action, yes sir. So for your powers, it's just called Crimson Right because it doesn't matter which right.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
And it's just 1d6. There's no modifiers to that.
Okay, so if I go
Hold on, hold on.
Okay.
I'm almost done. Not yet.
All right.
It takes me just one more second because I got to make sure that I know who the target is.
Because you'll also bind that power to me, right?
Yeah, but it's supposed to have a targeting thing here. Why can't I get it to target? Ba, 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 ba. Hold on. Oh, stop beating up my Crimson Vulture, dude. Or my Vulture.
I don't know. Oh, because I'm targeted, it doesn't
Yeah,
limit to that.
yeah,
I'm going to unclick that target. Maybe it's going to help. Let's say I
yeah.
target me
Thank you.
and I press it. Did it remove it from me? No.
Okay, so I know that there's a way to set it as self-targeting, but for now, control left click on yourself.
All right.
There you go.
I
Perfect.
got a 6, which was my first one.
Which was your first roll, so it all comes back around full circle anyway.
Yeah, okay. So basically, I have to just target myself and say, I do my Hammercraft die.
Exactly, exactly.
I just renamed it to Hammercraft die.
And then,
Good. Yeah, and I did a bit of damage. It was the actual damage that I've done was 6 plus 2.
okay, so total of 8 damage.
Yeah.
Done and done.
All right. Anyone else of them with a ranged weapon that would have shot?
Yes, the spy would have shot.
Go spy shoot.
Just targeting. And he would have shot at the same one, because that's the one that got close. Oh, never mind. All I have is a hand crossbow. It didn't get close enough for me.
Ah, cool. I mean, it's okay. It's 400 feet.
Yeah. I guess we should have bought me a longbow, huh?
Well, when we make more money.
Yeah, I guess. All right. And so the vulture gets hit with your arrow. It doesn't, take it out of the sky or nothing, but now they fly a little higher and just keep circling you.
All right, so I'm gonna keep walking, and the moment that one of them Okay, guys, just re-pick up all your rations again. We're gonna recuperate our rations from the ground, but I'm gonna keep my bow ready so I don't lose another 6 point of life for that.
Okay. So your bow glows as the sun slowly sets behind the horizon as you look out from your elevated view here on the mountains.
Yeah. So the vultures are out of range. They take their time. It's just gonna be long.
Yeah,
So
but not that much longer because suddenly, as the sun casts a red hue across the land, bathing everything in bloodlight.
starting to
Suddenly,
feel confident.
what's that?
They're starting to feel confident.
Not necessarily that they're starting to feel confident. Um, it's that their buddy shows up and screeching out of the sky at lightning speed, uh, from the opposite direction, of the vultures is a monster from uh, myth and lore, a scaled winged beast with a long tail and extremely sharp talons on the end of its two muscular legs. Although it lacks forearms, it has a wicked stinger and massive mouth filled with teeth, both on the end of long, prehensile tails and necks, giving it considerable reach with its attack weaponry. You are looking at the legendary, well, not legendary in the sense of 5th edition rules, but the legendary Wyvern.
According to from the legends, yeah.
Yes.
Is it going in the direction of my party or the vultures?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I ask vultures or my party, and you say yes. So what?
Uh, Oh, yeah. By the way, that is a little game I like to play with my players at times where they'll ask, is it this or this? And I say yes.
All right.
But just for this encounter, I'm not playing that game. Normally I would if like you couldn't tell or anything, just be like, yeah, they are going for one or the other. But I want to give you a little bit of insight into how I put together encounters all together. And this is a group of giant black vultures that have learned that if they work with this wyvern and help it find food, so they go and fly off in three different directions, right? And they look for food. And then when one of them finds food, they call out, and the other vultures like all come and fly towards them. And then once the wyvern hears the cries of all three of the vultures coming from one place, it can then triangulate where to go, and it comes and fucks up whatever's there and eats it, and then the vultures get the scraps, and it's kind of like a symbiotic relationship.
Cool. So I order a party to cling to walls, making it harder for them, and use whatever range possibilities they have. And the tugs, do they have range? Probably.
Let me check. I don't think they have
Oh yeah,
much for range.
yeah, they have a heavy crossbow.
Oh yeah, heavy crossbow.
Yeah, so prepare your range, dudes,
Yes,
and
sir.
hug the wall.
Yes, sir.
So we do it or initiative first.
It's initiative.
All right.
So the wyvern comes streaking. What's that?
How do I roll initiative?
Uh oh yeah, you didn't roll initiative. So what you got to do is go to your character sheet. Oh, there you go. You got it.
Yeah, it's just finding it. Like every sheet is slightly different. Beyond D&D Beyond, Roll 20, Fantasy Ground,
Oh, absolutely, 100%.
So yeah, I got it. This is only the second time I roll initiative in Fantasy Ground.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, I understand completely.
Let's do this. I'm at 17, so that's cool.
Yeah, and so as the wyvern comes streaking down, he gets to within your disadvantage range, but not close enough to attack or anything.
Whose turn is it? How's it work? Okay, I see it. Combat tracker is right there.
The giant vultures are not stupid enough to rush into battle, and they take it easy.
I will hug the wall. What's the closest target at this moment?
The closest target at the moment is the wyvern, who is at your disadvantage range.
Disadvantage. Still not bad.
You rolled two 19s. Yeah, that's.
Yeah, we took the second 19 to make sure it was disadvantage. And oh my god, 4 damage for this, and the right damage 5, so 9 damage.
Not too bad.
It's pretty cool. I'm going to switch. I forgot to say it, but I'm going to switch now to the serrated arrows.
Gotcha.
I'm now switching to serrated arrows. And is there anything to do when my round is over? Like, what do I do?
You click the down dragon.
Down dragon. Yeah, there we go.
Thug number 1 turns and tries to fire his heavy crossbow at the wyvern at disadvantage. Unfortunately, his bolt falls short and just kind of like arcs up into the air and drops back down to the ground. And then he gets alongside you up against the cliff wall, as you said. Again, they just cannot seem to, get the aim with the crossbow, and the arrow just arcs up and down. And then he kind of misunderstood you and flattens himself up against this wall, which doesn't really do him much good. Like I said, the vultures are just circling around, like waiting. They know what comes next. This is the good part.
Cool, because we get to have only one thing to fight at a time.
Yeah.
And what does the knight have? interest a heavy crossbow too?
Yes, but first I use my leadership and I begin to shout orders. I may be shy and reserved when not on the battlefield, but this is no time to, be a mouse. Here is where leaders are made. And I begin to shout, little things that will allow, if you click on the dragon head there, uh, you to roll a d4 and add it to a attack roll or saving throw for the next minute.
Every turn or once?
For 1 minute, the knight can utter a special command or warning whenever a non-hostile creature that it can see within 30 feet of it makes an attack roll or a saving throw.
All right, so he's giving combat support and tactics.
Yes, sir.
All right.
And then he unleashes a crossbow bolt at the wyvern. Oh, well, didn't matter that I forgot to click disadvantage. And oops, he went to do it, but forgot that you have to put a bolt in there. Like he was so busy trying to make sure that the thug didn't stay up against that wall and got up against the other wall and everything else, that he cocked his crossbow and forgot to put the bolt in it, and when he launched it, it didn't launch anything.
So it's like, yeah.
Oops. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't feel great, but what you gonna do?
Yeah.
And the spy, knowing that he cannot hit it yet with his hand crossbow, instead decides to take his movement and then his cunning action to hide. He thinks he's hidden.
What are dice for, right?
Yeah. And the bard. What do I want to do? Well, I mean, I'm going to use my short bow for now. I mean, I do have spells that I can use, but my Vicious Mockery is like the best one, and that only has a range of 60 feet. So, plus I'd really like to, focus on healing you guys, which Vicious Mockery is a cantrip, so I can just do that over and over again. But I don't want to waste my actions trying to do Vicious Mockery to deal 1d4 damage when I can be healing you. So I'm going to use my short bow and then get into hiding. Sorry, I'm just trying to explain the logic behind what I'm doing so that you don't think that I'm trying to screw you by not playing the NPCs properly.
I get it.
Well, I don't need to screw you. RN Jesus is going to do it for me.
Exactly.
And as I said, the giant vultures are effectively non-combatants right now.
Come on, Wyvern, come down.
And now he does. And now he is within range to finish his dive bomb on you. And so he dives straight down and attempts to get you, but he can't. And so instead he lands on the ground right here. He so badly wanted to do a flyby attack on you, but he couldn't.
So, the cliff thing prevented it.
Exactly. Tactics. But now it lands, and it's just going to start targeting everybody.
The hell was that?
That was poison from the wyvern stinger after it hit the thug. I was going to describe it all once I rolled it all, said I knew how to,
Okay.
So
Just do your roll, and then you're gonna describe what happened.
right, exactly. That way, instead of like half describing and then being like, wait, now I need to see how the roll goes, you know, um, I roll it all. I know what happened.
And you can tell it like a story.
Exactly. So now I need to do his second attack with um, his bite. Okay. So the wyvern comes swooping down, dive bombing down as fast as it can with its claws extended. It had you in its sights and it wants you so bad, but it can't grab you. So instead, it just like pulls up at the last second before it crashes into the rock and is forced to land. And as it does so, it begins to spin around, kind of like a snake. Spinning and twisting, and as it does so, it contorts its body into a spiral and suddenly like uncorks like a mad spinning spring and just unleashes its tail, stinging the thug with his poisonous tipped stinger, injecting him with so much venom that the thug is in critical condition. He has not gone into system shock, thank God, but he is so badly wounded that you can tell that he is not going to be in the fight long at this rate.
Yeah.
The other thug, pressed up against the wall, the wyvern lashes out with his bite attack, trying to grab onto him and bite him. However, as he does so, the thug did one thing right, and that was he found a spot along the wall that has like a little crevice, little nook, and like he managed to squeeze himself in there just enough to where the wyvern's mouth, dripping with saliva that might be poisonous as well, uh, just right in front of it clamps down like that scene from Jurassic Park. Well, which one? All of them, where like the dinosaur's mouth bites right in front of.
All of them.
Yeah, yeah, like that scene is in all of them. So the giant mouth just clamps down right in front of him, but can't reach him.
Okay. Technical question.
Yes,
If I shoot my bow so close right now, am I disadvantaged because of that?
yes,
And if I flee, I get an attack of opportunity.
unless you disengage.
Yeah, and if I disengage, I'm not doing any damage this time.
Correct.
But I could just bonus action. Well, not bonus action, just take my sword and shield, activate the Hemocryph on it. Like, this is the real problem with this character. Whenever I switch a weapon set, I can lose life.
Yeah,
And then the wyvern flies up in the air,
and you gotta switch back.
and I gotta switch back. Yeah. So, it's one of those things. I'm just gonna go at disadvantage. Not the Hemocryph die. Sorry.
Oh, Yep, I got it. I'll fix it. Don't worry.
Let me go. Yeah, I didn't take damage for it. Okay, it did damage to nothing because I was not selected.
Yep.
Right. So just checking. I am selecting the good creature. I'm going to attack with the longbow at disadvantage, which is 19.
Which is still a hit.
Good. So it takes the damage of 13 and 3.
And as you can see, that did not change the wyvern's wound categorization from lightly wounded. If you hover over the bar, it'll give you a little description of it.
Yeah, light. But it got that much damage. And I'm done. It is like that. Because it's gonna fly off at any time.
Maybe. I know you're a good role player. You understand how this stuff works.
Yeah. It could go off. Or it could stay for a while.
Yep. So the thug.
If I switch to my sword, maybe it is going to fly off because now I have to switch back to the fucking longbow, and yeah, this is shit.
Yeah. The thug has advantage and would have had advantage anyway, even if not directly flanking. The thugs, all they need is an ally within 5 feet, and they get advantage. Yeah, pack tactics is amazing. So he swings twice with his mace at the wyvern. A critical hit, a head blow. The target loses an ear, an eye, or a blow to the skull. 50% of left or right side losses that result permanently. Blow to the head permanently reduces intelligence by 4 and knocks target unconscious. Save ends. If this action is impossible due to the nature of the target, then you do a standard critical hit damage and gain an action point instead.
Cool. What is an action point?
I think they mean a inspiration point.
Okay. Gain inspiration. Okay.
Loss of an ear, eye.
Yeah, I mean it's flavor text.
Okay, so basically, when it says a blow to the skull, it's reducing it by 4 and knocking it unconscious. Save ends. However, I'm gonna rule that instead of knocking the wyvern unconscious, you have instead dazed him.
I mean, it would make no sense that a single blow on a big wyvern like this, on a crit, it doesn't matter. It's not logical. Oh, because you have a special table of effects.
Correct.
And it rolled high on that table, so it should be hard.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay, so it's dazed.
Yeah. Or actually, I don't see a dazed thing here, but we all know what dazed does. It means that you can only take a move or an attack action, not both.
All right.
Who doesn't know what dazed does exactly, wife? My wife's over here. Who doesn't know what dazed does?
Well, there is no daze in 5e. That's why.
What? What's it called in 5e?
Stunned, is it?
Is it just stunned? I thought stunned you couldn't take any actions.
Stunned. You're incapacitated, can't move and speak, and an attack roll. Okay, so the conditions are blind, grapple, poison, prone, incapacitated, charmed, deafened, invisible, restrained, stunned, paralyzed, exhaustion, frightened, petrified, and unconscious. So there's no dazed, but let's just okay.
He's dazed. I could have sworn there was a dazed. Holy shit.
Yeah, the daze is probably a Pathfinder or
Yeah, Yeah, for sure I'm confusing, 3.5 Pathfinder, that's of course, but I just, I was like,
We agree it makes no sense that the creature would be unconscious. So
right.
yeah.
And then he attacks him again and hits him again.
Wow, that thug just wow.
And now his brother jumps on him as well. Oh, damn it. You guys have advantage.
Roll again.
That's a hit. And then he attacks him again with advantage again. But misses somehow. And so the thugs take out their maces and just start smashing the wyvern back and forth like a ping pong ball between their paddles. I forgot somebody should have added a D4 to their attack roll or something, or maybe that guy should have added it to his save. Uh, definitely uh, should remind me to be more encouraging to you guys next time. But for now, I'm going to step forward and attack the wyvern. Drawing his greatsword, he swings twice. Hitting him after missing the first time. The wyvern is now heavily damaged as the knight's greatsword slices through his thick scaled armor.
Yeah.
So I thought I was hidden and I would, get to like do my sneak attack and everything. Um, but
Don't the sneak attack apply
if I have an ally, right? But since I have my allies, I get it anyway. So I just come out of hiding and shoot.
oh shoot.
Oh yeah, I ain't getting close. I intend on surviving. I mean, yeah, I can go up there and stab him twice, but I'm also not an idiot. Huh, oh well. And then I take my cunning action to uh, dash back over to my hiding spot. Well, actually, I can move and then use it to try and hide again. Yeah, there you
Yeah. Let's hide again.
go. He apparently is wearing the wrong color gear for hiding in this environment,
I can see you.
right?
Right.
And the bard
Disadvantage to the next attack of that freaking wyvern.
casts heal in word on the thug that has been so badly damaged. I was gonna try to cast sleep on the wyvern, but I don't know.
It might not do.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about. Is that if it doesn't work. So the first giant vulture doesn't do anything, but this second one sees the wyvern kind of struggling and dive bombs thug number one. Huh, somehow it skipped my turn to the round. Oh well. I'm still attacking. It's good to be the DM.
It currently doesn't show which wyvern is active in the.
Right. It's giant vulture number 2 right at the end of the round. It somehow I clicked it twice or something. I don't know.
All right.
Oh shit! I have pack tactics too.
Yeah, the vultures maybe, but
That's awesome.
yeah, but there's only one vulture next to this dude. Just saying.
The wyvern's my ally.
Oh, it works like that.
Yep. Pack tactics. All it needs to be is an ally.
Cool. So goodbye, Tug. It's
Why am I not targeting him? Oh, because I'm not. Oh, hold on. I gotta manually target. There we go. And now, damage. I slash at the thug with my beak, putting him into critical condition, and then tear at him with my talons. Forgot to roll advantage, but don't matter. And he is now dying. I exceeded his maximum hit points by 3, so he's not outright dead, but he is dying. The wyvern. Whew. Trying to decide what I want to do here because you're absolutely right. Taking off into the air is a very valid option. I could disengage and be 80 feet away, but
no meal today if you do that.
exactly. And I've already committed a lot of resources to trying to eat you guys. So now I'm at the point of, is this desperation mode and I'm going to try and kill you all right here and now?
Well, one lunch is already down, so he probably feels the win.
Kind of. I mean, there are still a few of you left and one of you hit real hard. Oh, wait, it was the guy who went down. Yeah. Oh, that's right. I only get one action. Oh man, well that uh makes my decision way easier because that means I can't disengage. So if I were to move, I would be taking 1, 2, 3 attacks of opportunity. That's unacceptable. I'm smart enough, I believe, to realize that. Nope, intelligence 5. You know what? I'm gonna make a roll. Yeah. So, I am dumb enough to fly away. Provoking attacks of opportunity.
Since I have a bow equipped, I don't get an attack of opportunity, right?
Correct. No.
No.
The knight does. And the thug number 2 does. And he gets advantage. And he hits. Dealing 6 damage to the wyvern. Oh, you know what? 3. 3 is the number to add to every attack roll. So anytime you attack, just go down to modifier and push 3 because um, I'm not going to
Oh yeah,
remember to
so
roll the d4, but it's literally every attack. So, and then the wyvern takes his damage and flies 80 feet into the air. So even though he's, still right by you guys, he's not
yeah, he's in the air.
exactly. However, now the giant vultures are getting involved. So this one comes and dive bombs thug number 2. No pack tactics. He slashes at him with his talons, but the thug manages to get behind the rock. But as the vulture lands, he cannot escape his wicked hooked beak.
I am going to make sure that I'm focusing on him, and I attack with the longbow, and I got a 21.
Indeed.
So I do the damage. 11 and 5, 16.
Yes. As your arrow glowingly streaks through the air, leaving behind a trail like a comet, it smacks the wyvern right in its chest, sticking out like a glowing pinpoint for a second before the light fades. The wyvern screeches again. It's not loving this.
It is a serrated arrow. I don't know
Okay,
that.
so every round it is going to take
It's 1d4, I think.
yeah, it's 1d4 damage. No, I'll set that up for you right away too. That way you can apply your bleeding damage to enemies.
That's true. Yeah, so you could just call it serrated or bleeding. Good enough.
There you go. So that doesn't apply this round, but every round hereafter,
Yeah. So,
unless a successful medicine check is applied to stop the bleeding.
yeah, and it's stupid.
Yeah. Well, what are the vultures gonna do? Yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna eat it. Okay, so that was my turn. I'm happy.
I am dying.
Tug One is dying.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna decide whether he lives or dies at the end.
Okay. Moving on. Tug
Thug
2
number
is the
2.
vulture on the ground, right?
There are 2 vultures on the ground, and so yeah, he is going to um, rush over to his brother and try to beat the bird off of him.
I'll shout, everyone in the wyvern except the tugs.
And look at that, I'm remembering to add my +3.
Cool.
No advantage. I hit him once. And I swing again. I smack him again. I've dealt enough damage to him to knock him back a little, and it looks like he's about to fly off rather than, you know, continue to try to eat my brother.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
This vulture doesn't feel inspired. I don't know, but I would not be inspired.
Right? And this vulture comes swooping in and attacks the knight, which he does not have pack tactics advantage on. I don't need no pack tactics. Oh, that's what I get for getting cocky. I slash at him with my talons, but he catches it with his armored forearm. But then I bite at him with my beak, managing to deal a little bit of damage through a chink in his armor.
Focus on the wyvern.
I can't. It's 80 feet in the air.
He has a crossbow.
Yeah, and I don't want to drop my greatsword while I'm being attacked by a vulture.
Fair enough. Beat it to death.
Thank you.
Fair enough.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Not trying to be argumentative, boss.
Yeah, go ahead. Save your life and kill that vulture.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
+3 on your roll, right?
No, I don't get it to myself.
Oh, okay.
I give it to all of you.
Cool.
Swinging twice with my greatsword, I managed to, do what the thug did and beat the vulture back. Get out of here, demon bird!
Yeah, fly off so we can have an attack of opportunity.
The spy.
Focus on the wyvern.
I can't. I got a hand crossbow. It's not gonna reach.
Well, kill the wyvern next to the knight then.
The vulture, yeah, I'm gonna run up and double stab it like you wanted last time.
Yeah. +3 on your roll, man. Just saying.
Oh, thank you. I almost forgot. Now I attack twice.
At an advantage, he's flanked.
Oh, thank you.
I imagine a 16 hit.
The 16 does hit, but I'm gonna roll twice again anyway because I might get a crit.
Might. All right, we'll go.
I mean, it's possible.
Absolutely.
All right. So no crits, 2 hits. I stab into him twice. Dealing enough damage that I basically just kill the bird outright.
Focus on the wyvern.
Oh, we will. He's just kind of tall right now.
Yeah.
The bard is going to cast Healing Word again.
on our thug. Save his life.
Trying to. It's what you're paying me for. I mean, I'm pretty sure you're paying me to save your life more than theirs, but like,
I mean, save lives.
yeah. And theoretically, saving his life could save your life, so.
Yeah, because if he's alive, he's a target. So less hits on me.
Yeah, so, I'm saving your life.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's good. Focus on the vote. Focus on the wyvern.
I'm your enemy.
Yeah.
I'm trying to kill all of you. Don't tell me who to attack.
I'm telling the vulture to focus on his brother.
Yeah.
You got a meal on the ground. Just wait for us to go away and eat your brother.
Actually, I don't really. I mean, okay, so yeah, there is the vulture there. Okay, fine. But like, yeah, now that this thug is no longer unconscious, I mean, he's still prone, but you know, like I don't even have a meal on the ground right now. I can see him moving and about to start fighting back again.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty heavily wounded. I have 11 of my 29 hit points left, so I'm at less than half. I am going to find out if I'm smart enough to disengage. Nope. Whoa, 7. Yeah. I disengage and fly 60 feet into the air.
That's cool.
The wyvern is really pissed off and also really wounded. He has 30 of his 105 hit points left and is not sure how badly he wants to risk. Ugh, I meant I have 24 of my 105 hit points left.
He just took 3 damage from the
Yeah,
start of his turn.
yeah,
I didn't mean to put the +3 there. It was just like the modifier for the roll.
gotcha. Yeah,
So
I,
it's +3.
I have to fix that for you. No worries.
I'll remember. Don't worry.
Oh no, because otherwise I gotta fix it every time. So
I'll remember.
it's
take
easier
care
to
of it.
fix it now than later.
Yeah.
So all I have to do is go to the
Oh yeah,
damage
give him
here,
3 hit points left. That's
and
alright. Okay.
it shouldn't be rolling the stat. It's got none. Let me make sure. Okay. Now there should just be the D. Yeah, okay, it works. Add his 4 damage back. All right. So, the wyvern, um, he's done with this. He's bleeding. He doesn't know if he's gonna die from his bleeding wound or not. So he flies 160 feet away. So he's like 240 feet range. Um, he didn't fly up any further, so you would technically still be able to hit him with your longbow.
Yeah. Cool. This giant vulture does what?
Well, I'm not really wounded, and I'm kind of a dumb bird, so I haven't like really noticed too much of what's going on. So I'm gonna roll intelligence to see if I noticed that my allies have all flown away or died, or if I just keep attacking. I just keep attacking. I don't know what you're talking about, man. We're here to get some food, right? Slashing and tearing at the thug. I do some damage, but he's pretty tough.
Just checking if I'm still connected. Yes.
Super connected. You're super connected now.
Focus on the wyvern. And I have to roll again. disadvantage. But do I still connect? Yes. So I do 5 and 5, so 10 damage, and he's serrated twice.
So bleeding damage doesn't stack like that. It just deals, one bleeding to each
Okay.
enemy that you hit it with.
Okay, so when he's serrated, well, I didn't change quiver and I didn't think about it. So
Right. But also like you never know, somebody could like stop bleeding on their own. They have, stuff like that. So it's always good to
he resets the bleeding on. All right,
yeah.
so it is bleeding.
It
And
is bleeding. Yes, sir.
because we'll try to track it. We're looking at a direction. We'll try to track it because this is a hell of a lot of good crafting material.
You ain't getting away, you stupid beast.
Yeah. Hey, knight.
Yes.
Focus on that wyvern.
Uh, I'm trying. I am going to stand up from prone, which takes half of my movement.
Yeah, and try to kill that vulture.
Yeah, and then there's a vulture attacking my brother here. I don't especially appreciate that. So,
+3 advantage.
and then I swing twice with my mace, as you said, with advantage at +3.
Good enough.
And then I swing again. And I have managed to wound the vulture, but, he's not quite beaten off like the other ones were. However, my brother now, moves around and attempts to help me. As the knight continues to shout instructions to help us. Advantage +3. Boom! I knocked that stupid vulture out. Oh, I was targeting the wrong one. Uh-oh. Let me quick do some math. 7, 14.
It's still knocked out, right? It's just the wrong one.
I'm going to find out. I'm going to apply the 14 damage to the other one. No, it has 1 hit point left.
Oh, that's cool. So when it flies off, it gets 2 attack of op. We're good. I'm happy. Hey, knight, focus on the wyvern.
Actually, yeah, I am gonna do that because it seems as though the thugs have this vulture well in hand, and the other one seems to be flying off like the cowardly chicken bird it is. So I'm gonna target the wyvern with my heavy crossbow. At disadvantage because of the range, damn it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I miss.
It's okay. It's expected. He can't focus on the wyvern, so I guess he'll try the vulture that remains.
and he sleeps the vulture using his short sword and driving it into his back. And that is game. You guys have managed to drive everybody off, but not kill everything.
Well, the vulture, the wyvern, is not at 600 feet, and with a good vantage point, I can still try to shoot.
Ooh, okay. You get one more shot.
I get one more shot. Disadvantage +3.
Yep.
All right. Eight +2 serrated again.
I was gonna
And
say, don't forget your bleeding.
yeah, okay, and it got the bleeding from its turn of fleeing off, so 4. So I think it would quickly go down because it has not much left.
That's not an unreasonable assumption.
So immediately I will command. Well, let's say it's just the wyvern me, the wyvern me. So now it's the wyvern again. It gets its bleeding again.
Oh, no, no. That's not the way that works. Once combat ends because you're no longer able to take an attack, the everything becomes arbitrary.
Okay.
Now the goal is to track the wyvern.
Yeah. Okay. So I say to the tugs, hang there and rest, and make sure nothing touches the 2 vulture corpse that are on the ground because I'm going to use those materials.
Hey, come on, boss. We're okay. We're fine.
Your instructions are to remain with these 2 vulture bodies, making sure no other creature in nature touch them because I need all the material, the wings and everything. But I want to do it myself.
What, are you gonna barbecue them?
You'll see. All right. And then the rest of us, so the spy, the knight, the bard, and myself, will start doing the tracking.
Yes.
And we will track in the direction where we've seen wyvern. We imagine that it doesn't have much longer.
Right. You're not
So
expecting to be, a day tracking it.
no, we're not expecting a day. But the 2 tugs have, I don't want to leave the 2 vultures alone because something else will come and kill it. Will try to eat them. Maybe their own friend vulture. And on their own, they should be okay. They got pack tactics. Just hang out and make sure to drive off any rodent that want to come and chew at it.
Oh yeah, like if the vulture shows back up, they've shown they can handle one vulture.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
the only real danger would be like bandits or something.
Yeah, or another wyvern that comes to eat them. But then
That'd be a rare day indeed to see not just one but two creatures that you rarely see.
yeah, exactly. Okay, so my best bet is I need these 2 vultures protected because we're gonna come back here, and it could take a day. So you got your camping equipment. Make sure nothing. I mean, worst case, look, I'm gonna make a like pack up the vultures in this dent in the wall and camp right next to it, for example. Just so we can come back and plug the feathers. But I don't want you to touch the carcass or anything. I want you to just keep it safe. We are going to barbecue it like you say, but we're going to do something else. We're going to extract the beak, the claws, the feathers, but in such a way not to damage anything. So hey, how about you practice with one vulture body, trying to as precisely and carefully as possible. I don't even know what I'm doing this. Extract the beak, the claws, and every large feather, and then into a place and like a bag, and the smaller feathers into another bag. Separate them. Okay, do that. And the other vulture, I want to prepare myself. So now the four of us, the four others, were off tracking that wyvern that we hope was dying.
Oh, you know he's at the very least like bleeding. And bleeding is not exactly living.
Yeah, and I don't know. Maybe it's going to take us a little combat with a partially hurt wyvern. But yeah, I took 2 minutes to talk to the guys. I'm gonna trust their judgment on hopefully, and we're off because we don't want to waste time. We want to go as
Right.
fast as possible
Right, absolutely.
because that wyvern is fast.
He is very fast. 80 feet movement, yeah. So, basically, uh, the thugs are going to have to roll an intelligence check in order to try and do what you asked them to do.
Yeah, I would like to discover only when I come back because that's really what would happen. Okay, so you rolled a 10. Just tell me when I come back because we left.
Actually, I didn't roll a 10. I did the wrong thing, so we don't know.
All right, cool. Who's got survival between the spy, the bard, the knight? Who's good at that kind of tracking thing?
Ooh, possibly the spy? No, no survival for the spy. The knight, I'm like positive not. Nope. Oh, oh no, yeah, no. The spy does have a 14 wisdom. Yeah, and the bard ain't got shit.
Yeah, at this level. Okay. I mean, without a ranger, we're gonna try. We're gonna try to try that wyvern. It would be uncool to not find a wyvern. So we saw the direction and flew off. If I climb the hill right now, can I see the wyvern still in the sky?
No, it's too dark to make out where the wyvern is flying.
All right. Oh yeah, we're at sundown, so we're gonna be
Hmm.
tracking in the dark.
Well, you're gonna be trying to.
Yeah, this is like worst shit ever. Um, okay, let's try it. And if after an hour we don't find anything and we're just in the dark, we're gonna come back to the thugs.
Survival at disadvantage due to it being in the dark.
You want me to roll?
Yes, please.
Oh, that's not that bad. 18 is my worst roll. I mean, it could have been worse.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Okay, so you do manage to find the trail of wyvern blood, not because it's easy, mind you, but because wyvern blood is slightly acidic and you're able to find the steaming, hissing pock marks.
Cool. I imagine you're setting up something.
No, no. That you got just because you found the trail doesn't mean you found the wyvern. You got to keep going. This is a skill challenge, my friend. One roll does not pass this. Let me lay out the ground rules for you so that you understand exactly how this works.
You just said it's a good roll,
Yeah. Sorry.
and then nothing. So I
Yeah,
just
I'm
okay,
sorry.
what's up?
I'm
You sure?
sorry. So, uh, uh, fourth edition. I know. Boo hiss. But they have one really great mechanic that I'm really disappointed did not make the jump over to 5th edition. And that is the concept of skill challenges for non combat encounters in order to turn something like tracking the wyvern from a simple single roll and then either you're able to do it or not into a quasi combat encounter to where you need to roll multiple times and track success and failure in order to determine whether you ultimately succeed or fail. So I am going to let you know that this is an extremely difficult skill challenge right now due to the fact that you're doing it at night. Normally, this would just be a hard skill challenge, but now it is extremely hard. So you're going to be making any of your survival rolls to track any of your perception rolls to try and see if you can spot the wyvern and all of that at disadvantage because it's at night. However, there are more than just those two things that you can roll.
All right.
So let me break it down for you.
Considering that the spy is helping me because he has also, I'm proficient in perception and he is proficient
Yes.
in perception.
Yes.
Yeah. So we don't have survival, but if he's helping me in perception or I'm helping,
You can negate the disadvantage to at least normal. Yes.
okay.
Yes. So and then to break this all down for you, you need 5 successes before 3 failures, but the difficulty class is only a 12. So you just have to find a way to negate that disadvantage, and you should be fine. However, there is some rolls that can be made uh, without disadvantage. And I'll tell you right now, there is athletics in order to climb up and down the mountain because, like, the wyvern's not flying along the road. It's not a idiot. It's flying back to its rocky cave, deep in the mountains. And so you're having to, like, make climbs and all of that. But the problem with rolling athletics is that you only get one. So you roll athletics and it's succeed or fail. The difficulty class is only 12 and so you have a high chance of success in order to get that. But you only get one of those. Then you can also uh, roll for nature to try and see what you would know um, about the mountains and where the caves would be because you don't have to track the wyvern if you know where it's going.
Yeah. So I don't have proficiency in nature, so I'm not going to count on that. I'm going to count more on other rolls.
Sure.
Actually, you should tell me right now. I just did a survival at disadvantage, and I got my first success on
Yes.
that trip. Do I choose the next thing we do?
Yes.
Okay, we're going to try the perception. We're going to try to see more signs. Now that we've identified the acid drop, we know what we're kind of looking for.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
I want
absolutely.
our second roll to be the spy rolling perception +6 and normal since I'm helping.
Gotcha. So you have to roll perception at disadvantage, but if you get above a 10, then I will not be rolling at disadvantage.
I don't understand.
You're trying to spot something in the dark to aid me. You get above a 10 on your roll with disadvantage, and you will have aided me, and then I will no longer have disadvantage and be able to roll my +6 normally.
Cool. So disadvantage, I roll a perception.
And you get above a 10, and
Okay, so
therefore,
that makes the spy able to perceive normally.
correct.
So do it.
And so now you have 2 successes and 0 failures after 2 rolls. That's very good on this extremely difficult challenge.
Can I retake the same, or I have to alternate?
So you can use perception again, bearing in mind that it's the exact same thing that you just did. It doesn't get any easier from here.
Yeah. Basically, perception, trying to find the acid drop traces, is better than survival in retracking out of nothing. So we know what we're looking for. We're gonna do the same thing.
Yep.
I'm gonna do a perception at disadvantage, and if I have high enough, yes, then you as a spy can do a third, the third roll.
Good enough.
All right. So 3 successes so far.
Yep. 3 up, none down.
Yeah. I like this idea that we can rely on that, but wouldn't there be at one point a mountain to climb or something?
Uh,
Force me an acrobat.
so the thing is for the athletics, if you choose not to take it during the skill challenge, then it comes at the end in order to
Okay.
get up to the actual cave with the wyvern.
Okay, perfect. So we're just gonna keep doing this because this is the it's obvious and it works. We're looking for these traces
Oh, absolutely.
and it works. So this time
Ooh,
I
this
don't
time
have
I have disadvantage.
yeah.
Oof.
So
3 up, 1
successes,
down.
1 failure. Yeah. Oh, I help you again.
Hey! Hey! Guess what? A natural 20 counts as 2 successes.
All right. So we can literally see on a peak of a mountain the thing.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
believe.
and I forgot to tell you this, but my roll before, the natural 1, that counted as 2 failures. And so literally we were 1 failure away from failing.
All right. So we got this. We can see it. All right. Now for the athletics check. I want to be creative and be careful, okay? Because I'm shit at that.
Yeah.
I don't have good strength,
Yeah.
okay? The knight is strong, and he has that, but he doesn't have any skill. That's weird. He should have skills, but he just have straight rolls.
I focused on learning how to swing my greatsword twice. Sorry I wasn't busy climbing the monkey bars.
Yeah, okay. And yeah, okay. So basically, does the druid have ability to help us?
Bard?
Yeah, the bard with bardic inspiration. Is it part of that bard?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, would you like her to play the Climb That Mountain song?
Yeah, I would like her to play the Climb That Mounting Sun for the knight and myself.
Yeah, absolutely. All you got to do is get one person up there and they can fucking lower a rope for the rest.
Okay, then the knight is the one who's gonna climb up and lower a rope.
All right.
And
So
the
let
bard
me
would
let
be
me get
playing
bardic
the-
inspiration rocking here.
Yeah. Whenever you're ready, Knight.
Yep. I'm just looking to see if I got Bardic Inspiration as something that I can actually add or how this works here.
A bard is a bard, but you have a bard NPC that has stuff. Like if it's a bard, usually it's part of the mechanics of a character.
Yeah, I'm not seeing an action where I can use any kind of bardic inspiration or anything like that. Unfortunately, I'm pretty much limited to healing and sleep and a couple of other things, but no bardic inspiration.
Yeah, that's shitty. All right, I mean,
I do have Song of Rest though for when we take a short rest.
oh, that's cool. All right, so no bardic inspiration.
Sorry.
So,
I'm sorry, boss. I'll try to learn that next time.
if we're careful and take our time, we could see if there were slope that could use acrobatic instead of athletics.
No.
There be, like,
There
from
is
here.
there's no acrobatics in the world that is gonna get you up the side of a cliff.
All right, so go ahead, Knight.
Oh! I can't make it. I can't. My heavy armor, man. I don't know.
All right, check this out.
I'm not getting naked.
Yeah, me too. I can't. All right, Spy, you're up. Try it.
Me no likey. I don't like being the first one in.
Yeah, just climb.
What if the wyvern is in there? Ooh, can one of you roll perception and tell me like if the wyvern is in there? Never mind. I'm on it. Oh, I can hear him breathing in there.
Yeah, throw the rope so we can just climb.
Yeah, well, I don't know, boss. This might be where we part ways. No, I'm kidding. All right, I'm going to try. I mean, fuck. Well, see, the thing about it is that I'm a lot lighter. Or actually, the knight starts to explain. Like the thing about it is he's a lot lighter, so it takes a lot less muscle to like climb.
Yeah, he explained it. He justifies it. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. I like it.
I mean, I'm wearing this heavy armor and I'm so much bigger. He's just this skinny little kid.
Come on, skinny kid. Lower the rope.
Oh, he's tossing that rope down right away.
All right, Knight, you're first up.
Okay, so now this should be easier since I get advantage on my climb check.
Right.
Yeah, so he climbs that rope like he's the gym teacher showing you guys how it's done.
All right, I'm gonna try.
Wait,
At 20.
do or do not. There is no try.
Yeah, you can believe that. It's not because Yoda said it that it's true.
Yeah.
Sometimes in life you try stuff for real.
Yeah.
But it could exist. Everyone who throws me, do it or don't do it, don't try. I say, fuck you. Life is full of attempts.
Goddamn right.
You try and sometimes it works, sometimes it fails. That's how it is. That's true. Okay.
Michael Jordan tried to win every game he ever played in. Didn't mean he succeeded.
Yeah. I don't really like 50 cents philosophy on Facebook. You take a nice phrase, you put it next to the picture of an elephant and you post it and everyone clicks like. But fundamentally, it's bullshit. This is not I allow you life work.
Exactly.
Like, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. No. What
bullshit?
We're at parties.
I'm pretty sure all those people who have like suffered paraplegic, incidences would disagree with you that made them stronger.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so basically, we're up. Bard.
Yeah. Bard. I can't do it.
All right, stay down there. We got this. I mean, it's the three of us against that
I,
garbage
I, I
fire.
could I could tie it around me and you could pull me up.
All right, let's do this. Tie it up.
I mean, unless you want me to stay out of this.
You know, go ahead. Tie it up. Tie it good.
All right, she ties it securely, and the knight.
And then I got.
I'm not even gonna roll. The knight is plenty strong enough. He just pulls her right up.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because this is not like if he's climbing. It's just his carry capacity.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. So all of us are up there.
Yes,
Theater
sir.
of the mind. Of course.
No. Well, kind of. Half and half. So basically, theater of the mind as far as the actual scenery of the map goes, but here is the Wyvern. It is back. 1 second.
And we're in a cave, right?
You're in a cave. And let me give him some wounds. So it appears as though the Wyvern made it home and managed to get a short rest in while you guys chased him down.
Yeah.
He's not fully healed by any stretch of the fucking imagination. But he's also not all, beat the fuck up anymore either. He's somewhere in between.
So that's the party order that we get in, and the moment I see him, I activate my Hammercraft and shoot. So
Oh,
initiative or
nope.
not?
Initiative.
Yeah. All right.
Sorry.
Of course.
I mean, I get it. You're on top of it, but it's that whole philosophy of just because you say you charge the instant that the enemies appear doesn't mean that your character actually acted that fast.
Yeah, and that the enemy is not wary of that after we made a ruckus climbing a fucking mountain.
Exactly.
All right.
All right, so now let me roll initiative for the others. Oh, okay, maybe not like that. Never had to roll initiative for an NPC like this because usually they auto roll everything for me. But it shouldn't be that hard. Yeah, roll NPC initiatives. Perfect. Now I know that the Wyvern had an 11, so I'm setting that back. Other than that, we're all good to go.
See, in my combat tracker, I see the thugs, which should not be there.
They should not be there. However, if I remove them, then yeah, I guess we don't need them anymore this session. We're fine.
Oh, will it like kill them and remove the HP
Yeah,
and everything?
yeah,
All right. Well, we don't need them. They have short rested anyway.
yeah. We don't need them anymore this combat. We're good. Yeah. Like it'll reset their hit points the next time I add them and everything, but whatever.
Yeah.
I don't care. Like I wanted to keep them all with like their randomized hit points, and that's how many hit points they had. But redoing the thugs one time is not exactly going to be the end of the world.
Yeah.
So the spy it just instantly was ready and unleashes one of his hand crossbow bolts at the Wyvern. Unfortunately, he does not get his sneak attack. The Wyvern heard you guys out there climbing up and was ready for this.
Just in case, I still do not see the Wyvern in the combat tracker. Is it because you're gonna remember she had 11? Oh, you have to show it.
Yep. No worries. I knew as soon as you said it what was going on. And he hits. He manages to put a hand crossbow bolt into the wyvern, but it's kind of like, sticking a needle in someone. The wyvern rushes forward, trying to keep you guys out of its cave. And, wait, do I have reach? Oh, fuck yeah. And attacks the knight. Oh, the knight's mighty constitution manages to fight off the wyvern's immense poisonous stinger. What a bastard. But then he gets, might get bit. Yeah, he does. He gets critically hit with a bite as the wyvern just clamps down on his body and shakes him back and forth like a dog before like trying to throw him, but the knight lands on his feet and everything. So
I completely forgot that I'm level 5 and I had 2 attacks per turn the entire time. That wyvern would be down. But it's okay. I forgot. And it's, part of the story.
Yeah. I think this has turned out really well so far. Yeah. I think this has been a really great story of you tracking this down, and just wait until you see what's coming up next with this. I already thought of something while you went to track the wyvern down.
Yeah, cool. It's just that now that I remember,
you're gonna fuck this wyvern up.
What?
Now that you remember, you're gonna fuck this wyvern up.
Yeah, now that I remember, I'm going to reactivate 2 damage on me. Because my bow is hammercrafted again.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna roll my 2 attacks immediately.
Yes. Except for don't do that if you crit, because it will auto roll your crit damage for you unless you re-roll your attack.
Oh yeah, that's cool. That's true. All right, so the first one I didn't crit, second one, but both hit, I imagine.
Yes. Well, it tells you right there.
Yeah. So this is the 2 arrows and the 2 hammercraft, and both arrows are serrated.
Correct. So now the wyvern is critically wounded.
And I'm super happy about it. Next in turn. Come on, knight. Fuck it up.
I mean, you got this, right?
Fuck it up.
But, I mean, don't you got this?
Fuck it up.
I feel bad. It's like...
You got this. Come on, you got this.
All right.
Unless you don't want your pay next month. Come on.
Oh, no. That's 300 gold. Fuck all that. I want 300 gold. I mean, I'm not money hungry, but I mean, that's, you need money, and that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not a fucking mercenary per se. I know I'm literally acting as a mercenary right now, but I did this because I believe that you might be able to help me get to be a knight.
I hope you will.
What? You're not down yet?
Keep going, boy. You got this.
There we go. He brings his greatsword down on the wyvern's neck, And even though it chops halfway through, the wyvern turns and hisses at him. He stares at the beast in amazement for a moment before wrenching his great sword free and bringing it down on the wound, severing his neck completely from his spine. The body twitches and flails everywhere like a fish out of water, while the head writhes around like a snake still trying to bite you.
This is cool. I'm keeping my hammercraft skill on my bow just to get light and start to, examine the corpse. So don't touch anything.
Yeah, so as you are examining the corpse, you see that the blood is acidic enough where it's pouring out that it's starting to cause like caustic fumes to rise.
All right, I guess I'll say bye bye to those arrows. Nothing will be recuperated from these arrows.
Correct. Correct.
I used more than 2 arrows. I didn't count them, so I'm gonna punch him.
Thank you.
Yeah, here we go. And then combat is over. All right. First thing first, let's check the environment of that cave because we're gonna take a night's rest here, a long rest here.
Okay.
Let's check the environment of the cave. Let's do a search with the light, and the guys can open torches.
Well, I'll take a night's rest. You guys can take, peasant's rest. Because, I'm the knight.
All right, okay, yeah, good. I'll give you one copper piece for this. Super humoristic. I'm hurt in my gut from the laughter. So I literally toss him a copper.
Yeah. He catches it in his hand and just smirks. He thinks he's being funny.
Because it's cool. It's just fun.
Yeah, yeah. And now roll for investigation to see what you find in this cavern.
Cool. So I asked the help of the guys, of course.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so 20 is good.
You hear something in the back part of the cave. And investigating further, you move some rocks to the side and find a makeshift playpen that kept the wyvern's baby in check so that it didn't wander out of the cave or fly away or anything like that. The wyvern apparently was not a man; it was a female, and every day when it would go out to hunt for food, it would kind of trap is like the correct but not like really right term.
Yeah,
But
I mean, that's when you put a baby in his playground, he is considered restrained.
right, right. I mean, I'm trying to be accurate. So she would trap her baby in here and go out and hunt.
Now, the question is, a baby wyvern probably would be a shitload of problems to tame. How many babies is there?
One.
One baby wyvern would take a long time to raise. And we're not going to leave it here alone. We're going to either kill it or bring it live with us. Tie it up.
Oh yeah, yeah, and again, I'm sure you've played with me for a bit and all of that, but for you, for any viewers, anybody who might need to hear this, you can do whatever you want. Just because I'm sticking a baby wyvern in here doesn't mean that you're supposed to take it or that you're supposed to kill it, or that any of those would be like quote unquote the wrong thing to do.
Yeah, you're just giving me a moral challenge here. Like, do I kill this thing, innocent baby, but then it's gonna eat the sheeps and the cows and the environment?
Well, and also, like for a real world example, like what do you do with like say a baby hyena when you like live out where hyenas hunt?
I mean, you kill it. That's what you do.
Well, I mean, some people might, some people wouldn't. I'm just
Yeah,
saying like it's the same relative moral quandary of like what do we do? If we just leave this baby out here, it's probably going to die cuz this is a hostile environment. If it doesn't die, it's going to grow up to be something that could potentially kill us. Like what do you do?
my wisdom, therefore my animal handling, is at +1. The spy is handling, therefore is animal handling is +2.
I ain't touching that thing.
Yeah, that's what I think.
That was like the only words he said in like
I'm
you know
not. When I was exposing it, I'm not touching that thing. Fuck that. Okay. Um,
it's not because he oh, I'm sorry. It's not because he believes that you should just kill it. He is just like not a reptile guy. Like, he's afraid of snakes.
oh yeah, okay. So he might not even be an animal person at all. He's a loner. He's a spy. Okay. So he doesn't want to have some shit that follows him around that makes noise. It's just that like you give me the possibility where I could try to trap a wyvern, raise it, feed it, educate it, try to talk to it, but it's not a dragon. It's a wyvern.
Hmm?
It's wild. It's never gonna be more than the dog.
Well, wyverns do have like a 6 intelligence. So that is considerably more than a dog. That's like a really dumb person.
Yeah. Nonetheless, it's going to be trouble.
Oh, hey, listen. I have specifically not gotten involved in this because you can make your own pros and cons list. Like if you want me to like name all of the benefits and possible drawbacks, I'd be happy to, but it sounds like you're on the right track of like, the benefits are obvious, but the drawbacks can be a little obvious too.
Just look at what I rolled. Damage rolls.
So you're going to kill it?
Yeah, I'm just gonna.
You don't have to roll. This is a baby. It has one hit point, and all you have to do is end it.
Yeah, okay. So I end it. Um, we're gonna keep searching. There's a baby there. Is there anything else? Valuables, useful items, the stuff remaining from another adventurer, or anything.
Yes, in a pile of bones, you find that there are several.
I am going to make a pile of a different nature if I don't go to the bathroom right now. So I'm
Oh
going
yeah,
to.
go right ahead. 5 minute
All right.
break.
let's loot the good pile.
Yeah. Well, this isn't the good pile. I was giving you the crappy pile first. Um, so in the pile of bones, you find a well, roll an investigation. Oh wait, you already did. That's right. You're searching the whole cave. Never mind. Never
Yeah,
mind. In the
I have
pile
it.
of bones, you find a minotaur skull. Now I know this doesn't sound exciting, but
No,
there
it is super exciting. I didn't have to kill it, and it's still a CR whatever material.
and it's not just that. This particular minotaur has a fetish for the dramatic, and so his horns are literally coated in gold and gems. Now,
Right. So this Minotaur had horns honed with golden gems.
yes,
So the crafting material value also augmented with that.
yes,
In addition to being a Minotaur, CR, whatever the fuck.
I think they're five.
I just want to check. Yeah, it's a CR3,
Three. Oh, okay.
which is good enough. I mean, I'm happy with that. I just need to take note because it's useful for me. All right, what next?
Okay, so now on to the good pile, because as I said, a wyvern is about as smart as a dumb person. And a dumb person still understands the difference between valuables and not valuables, Minotaur skulls notwithstanding. And so there is an entire mini dragon's horde of every little piece of garbage that this wyvern decided was valuable. It includes, all kinds of scraps of armor and weapons and
I'm
things
gonna
of
take
that.
notes as you say it. I'm just gonna type,
Okay,
and then sort it out.
sure. So there's all kinds of like scraps of armor and pieces of clothing or even like a part of a blanket, made out of like silk and stuff. So like there are some, basic quote unquote junk items in here. And that makes up, a lot of the volume of the pile. But
Okay, junk.
right, essentially junk.
Yeah.
But um, now because you rolled high enough to find it all, I'm just gonna start listing off all of the good stuff.
Good. Yeah.
The probably the best thing that you find in here is a large shield that is effectively a tower shield, but it is marked in a way that you suspect makes it magical.
Probably magical. Yeah.
Yeah, likely magical, but it's also like a tower shield, which is better than an ordinary shield.
Yeah, it's +1 AC, right?
Yeah. On top of if it is magical. So instead of being 2 AC base, it's 3 AC base, and then if it is magical, that would be added to that as well.
Yeah. So that's one thing. Cool. It is in my stuff.
Yep. That's probably the best thing you find.
All right.
Moving on from there, like the next quote unquote best thing that you would find would be roughly 7,500 gold pieces in assorted coinage.
So I'm gonna figure that distributed evenly in everyone's pack, a bit more on the warrior, a bit less on the bard. We can carry this shit.
More or less.
Yeah, okay.
We're not going to get into the minutia of whether you can carry it all right now because I have a whole week to figure that out. But yeah, more or less you're going to get a lot of this. And then let's see, the next best thing that you find is a chain shirt that is completely free of any dirt or debris whatsoever.
Meaning magical.
It could be. You don't know. It's just clean.
Yeah, a chain shirt that is clean. Let me meta a bit about it.
Hey, I'm just saying. He must be a king. Why? Because he hasn't got shit all over him. So,
Pretty good.
yeah, you find all of that. But there is one other thing that you find that you are somewhat interested in, or it seems interesting, even though it doesn't have any intrinsic value that you can tell. It is a large piece of onyx, but inside is like a soft glow.
So it's a magic stone.
It's something.
So it's a stone, and yeah, it glows. The fact that I don't have identify, and we don't have a wizard or anyone that can identify stuff, I realize is going to be a problem long term. So right now I'm super happy about the everything.
But you're starting to realize that you need to figure something out.
Yeah, now we're gonna figure out if we can carry this coinage.
Yeah, so let's do a breakdown, okay? Let's say that 1,500 of it is in gold coins.
All right. So
and then another 1,000 is in platinum. So that'll reduce the weight.
So yeah. So 100 platinum.
Yeah. 100 platinum and 1,500 gold, and that puts us at 2,500. I got 5,000 gold left to cover. Yeah. So let's take half of that as silver. So that would be 25,000 silver pieces?
20. If there's 2,500, then it's 25,000 silver pieces.
Yep.
And then 250,000 copper pieces.
Yep.
So yeah, from eating over years and years and years.
Right. Yeah, you get it. There's a reason why there's so much copper, and then a lot of silver, a good amount of gold, and even a couple platinum.
All right. So I'm gonna tell the guys. We're gonna take the platinum and the gold pieces. We're gonna bring him to the tugs and split it evenly with them, because 50% of that liquidity value in pieces is yours, and the other half I use to pay you your next wage anyway. So you're gonna end up with most of it. But the silver pieces and the copper pieces, what we'll do, we're gonna leave it here, but we're gonna bury it. We're gonna
that's smart.
Yeah. And we're gonna remember the Wyvern Cave, and we're gonna come back for it with a cart. All right, eventually, because right now we just can't carry not a single silver piece, because we're gonna be overweight carrying the Wyvern material. Now check this out. I told you were hired to transport the parts of creatures we encounter. So check this out, and I'm gonna use my tinkering skills and everything skills. That I should have a special proficiency actually in that.
In tinkering, yeah, so you can add skill and then you can click on proficiency,
Yeah.
double proficiency, half proficiency, and also set um, if you had a
Okay,
whatever
so I can
stat
add a
bonus.
skill. Yeah. So it's normal proficiency, not half, but normal. And when I think it's uh, its intelligence, when I operate its dex. If I want
Right,
to, yeah, if I want to study its intelligence, but in this
right,
case, it's dex.
correct.
Yeah. So, um, so this is very good. This is expert. What is half proficiency? Okay. So basically, I have normal proficiency.
Yeah, half proficiency. I'm not exactly sure where that comes in the official rules, but for the sake of like, you know, uh, intents and purposes of why it's there, I assume it's because like you could either know what you're doing but have no real like skill in it, no real natural skill in it, or you could be like a natural athlete who just has never like studied how to play football.
Okay. Cool. So I am going now. I'm just showing them how to start, hoping they get it. Okay, because they're gonna have to help me anyway. So we want to extract. We can't extract its entire skull. Although the skull of a wyvern would sell for a fucking fortune on any market, and it would be wonderful for us to grind it down. But it's gonna be probably too heavy just to carry around. But the first thing we're gonna do is take off all its leather. Okay. So we want to extract
Hold
the
up,
leather.
2 points. One is that a wyvern is a large creature, so their skull would be roughly equivalent to like a saltwater crocodile. Big, not necessarily can't bring it anywhere big.
Okay, yeah.
Two is remember acidic blood. How are you gonna skin this thing?
Oh shit.
Sorry, I'm not trying to be a jerk DM. I just, the acidic blood was a specific plot point in this
Yeah.
because, like that things like that are real.
All right. So this is what I'm gonna do. Um, it is acidic blood. I would need gloves, and I don't have gloves. Um, but hey, I'm an alchemist, so I would know what to cover my hands with if I want to neutralize acid. Is there any alkaline sand or rock or material around?
Yeah, so roll a intelligence check.
I'm gonna roll my alchemist check, which is
Yes.
intelligence.
Yes, that'll work.
Natural 20.
All right, so unfortunately you can't figure anything out. No, I'm kidding. I wouldn't have you roll if a nat
Hey,
20 couldn't even do
even
it.
25.
If a nat 20 can't even do it, then why would I have you roll?
Yeah.
So what you actually managed to figure out with a natural 20 is something even better.
Yeah, it's
See,
probably some of the bones in the pile can be grounded down and
Yeah, see, the thing is that you don't have to protect yourself from the acid if you can just neutralize it all. And
Yeah.
there is something, a powder that you can use that'll balance the pH out and make it non-acidic again.
Yeah. So just
And you have that in your pouch.
and I have that in my pouch. That's what a crit 20 does.
Exactly, exactly.
Yeah. Okay. So I would make sure I have some in my hand. Spread it on the leather, on the knife. So and the moment as I extract some skin, just powder it around to make sure that it's always okay.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, you actually show, the spy or somebody how to like just kind of keep sprinkling it and like you can
Yeah.
see it's kind of like the chemical reaction. It foams up and that tells you that the blood is no longer acidic.
Doing this just made me realize I'm first going to take a few vials, like two big vials, and fill them with wyvern blood before we neutralize the acid.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Yeah, because I mean, I just all of this made me think, hey, I could just fucking yeah.
If I wanted to be a jerk, I'd make you roll like dexterity or something to see if you get burned by the acid. But I mean,
Sure.
what's the point? You're gonna rest anyway.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna rest anyway. Two
You
vials.
know what I mean? Like so, it's like unnecessary drama.
Yeah. So
So
these are
like
five.
we could have you roll just to see if like maybe you did mess it up, but like that doesn't sound heroic to me.
I mean, it would add flavor text, and that's it, which is okay. I kind of burned myself just a tad, but it's good. Two vials of acid blood, just so that hey, we've done it. Now I'm gonna neutralize the acid, and start on extracting that skin. So do I keep the 16 I had previously rolled,
Yes.
or I try it again?
No. No, you don't have to roll again.
All right. So you just tell me how many square yards I successfully, and then you just depending on the
Ooh, square yards is hard to come by because the thing you have to realize is that the wyvern is long and skinny, and then it's got the wings and all
well,
of
the
that.
wing is a lot of letter in big areas.
What's that?
The wings is
The
a very
wings, the
area.
wings, but that's wing membrane, not scaled uh
Oh,
wyvern
okay.
hide.
Okay, so I could have a certain amount of wyvern hide, not in a beautiful square, but just
Correct.
give me
Correct.
square feet or square yards, whatever I extract,
Okay.
when you think it,
Right.
and
I'll,
then
I'll
that
I'll give it to
way,
you in square yards with the understanding that it's not actually a nice, pretty square yard. It's just a
yeah,
totality of scrap, materials with like the biggest piece that you can like get is probably from the belly. So like the pelvis up to the wings, from the belly around to the back. And
yeah.
as a large creature, I'm imagining that would be 1 yard by three, maybe 2 or 3, like somewhere in that for the
Okay,
totality of the width.
3 square yards is enough to make two sets of armor if I need be, or to make 1 square yard can make a four pair of boots, or I mean 3 square yards is logical and generous.
Okay. Yeah, it just, I'm just trying to extrapolate from like, what I can picture.
Yeah.
And so, that's the biggest piece you can get. The rest are going to be, scraps and all of that, but they do equal, from the tail and all of that, another 3 square yards.
3 more square yards of scrap skin,
Yeah.
which is good.
And then for the wing membrane leather, you can
Yeah.
get one big 5 square yard piece from each of the big middle sections, and then smaller 2 square yard pieces from each of the smaller sections.
All right, so 2 times. Wing membrane. Yeah, so wing membrane it is.
Yeah, but again, the wing membrane is really like light and thin compared to the hide.
Yeah, it would not do an armor, but it could do a cloak. It could do the wrapping of a weapon.
Yeah, I
And
mean, who knows? Who knows what you could do all with it? Just it's not suitable as armor.
yeah, it's not the membrane is not going to be armor, but it's membrane. I could do pouches. I mean, a membrane like this, you double it, and you put a spell with a hole in it, and you got a bag of holding. I mean,
Sure.
it's magical material. Um, the next difficult part would be the wyvern's eyes.
Hmm.
Not sure I'm gonna go for the bones. Oh,
I,
nice.
I, I don't know if you want the eyes. I'm pretty sure what you want is the stinger.
Oh, it's got a stinger in its stell, right? I would see this now that I've seen it in action. It's just I don't know the creature card like you do.
Right.
But the stinger would be awesome to make a dagger of wyvern sting.
Yeah, that poison, that 7d6 poison it was dishing out. Yeah, that ain't no
Yeah,
fucking joke.
exactly. Yeah, if I can make myself a sword that does that. But yeah, let's go for the stinger. I can roll again for this one because I rolled for the letter, but not for the stinger.
Well, the stinger's actually pretty easy. Like, it's just a
You just
stinger at the
laugh
end of.
at it and you keep it. Okay.
Yeah, you just cut it off.
All right. So wyvern stinger. Just looking at a creature card, it has dark vision. That's why I would like the eyes.
Ah, yeah, I gotcha.
It could be useful.
I'm just saying, like, the dark vision isn't the important part of the wyvern. Like, they actually have pretty shitty sight, really. They rely mostly on smell. But because like there's better creatures. Like if you want dark vision, you want to go for like the underdark dwelling creatures.
Yeah, a wyvern is still a creature of the sky, like an eagle. Usually has some kind of, but it's true that it's a reptilian kind of.
Yeah, no, they're smell based. Trust me.
All right. Okay. Um,
I mean, they do have dark visions that they can see. It's just like they're like nearsighted.
yeah. Okay. Uh, the claws. The next thing is the claws and the fangs in its mouth. So we'll try to just pull them off. You tell me if I get 4 nice fangs or less.
Yeah, this is a delicate procedure because wyverns, unlike their dragon cousins, do not have super deep sunk in teeth. Wyverns actually have like teeth that regenerate and like break off more like sharks.
Okay, so like an array of grinding teeth. So I'm gonna do a tinkering roll straight up, and you tell me if I get a few fangs out of there.
Yeah, you manage to pull 3d6 fangs. Because like I said, a wyvern doesn't have like the kind of teeth like a dragon has. Like they're all just kind of the same size, more or less.
All right, 15 fangs.
That's a good fucking roll.
Yeah, I mean 10, 15, 20 fangs. It's gonna probably go into one single item with the fangs on.
Right, yeah. Like I said, these aren't dragon fangs. They're not as impressive or big or anything, but you got a bunch of them.
Yeah, and then the claws. These are hefty, heavy claws.
Oh, yes, yes. Wyverns have one major like offensive weapon besides their bite and sting, and that is their claws. And so they are very deadly. because a wyvern prefers not to have to land and fight with its bite and stinger. They'd prefer to just grab you with their claws, so it's got a pretty good claw attack.
Cool. So roll for the claws. 14.
You actually break one of them, but get the other five.
So 5 claws. Um, yeah, I've damaged the head. Uh, I've damaged the head. I got mostly what I wanted, the important material.
Oh
Getting
yeah,
the
yeah, and don't forget the thug cracked this dude's skull. Like the skull is permanently
yeah,
fractured.
it's damaged, it's bashed. Yeah, probably one of the eye is squishy. The ears are bad. I don't think there's anything else. I mean, we got a good load of scaled leather and membrane to work with to make recipients or containers or to work with. Um, this is pretty cool. So we're gonna have a long rest now, and this wyvern body is going to rot. So what I would do is I would like all 4 of us to drag it and just push it down the mountain so that if it attracts animals, it will attract it away from us.
Okay.
And I'm sure these vultures will come and eat it and they won't go into the cave. And we'll just, establish camp on our buried treasure and we'll scatter the bones above it just to make sure like that it looks like a pile of bones. So if someone goes through the pile of bones, they'll think there's nothing here. Why would we dig in a cave, in a
Right.
wildlife cave?
Right. Absolutely. And yeah, you're 100% right that the giant black Carpathian vulture is not such a rare sight in this area that the body would be eaten pretty quickly.
Yeah. Cool. So long rest. Tomorrow we have to go back to the tugs. See if they got any feathers from that vulture. Hopefully they ate. So yeah, the next whatever remains of this session is role play. So we do.
Yeah, I was just, waiting to make sure that you had wrapped up everything
Yeah.
that you wanted to make clear and take care of. And now that it seems as though that's the case, you guys do indeed lay down for your long rest. And that is where we draw to a close for this session of Shadows of the Past. Uh, Thank you for playing. Thank you, anyone who's watching. And as always, everyone, good gaming.